Welcome back everyone to Alchemy Factory, and we're continuing off with the builds we got up to in the last time. So I do need to get some more stone on these to keep these running. I've got some logs in the box because again the problem with moving stuff around, sometimes you end up with a lot of stuff you don't really need in your inventory. How are you doing? You're pretty good on sage. We do need to get more potions in the shop, and I do want to collect you as well. So we've got 2 quests at the moment. One's for bandages. So I think the next 100 potions that's available, we'll send into a bandage, and the next 50 linen cloth I get, we'll do the same. Now I don't think you need to be running. Just right at this second. So we'll top up these 2 boxes. These are a little more important at the moment. We do have a good amount of rope in there, and we've still got... Oh, okay, I thought I had some rope on me, but no, that's good. Get you topped up. We did start to automate this side in the last episode. So we've got purchasing portals on there, but at the moment I've not set them up because I've got an influx of logs in the box I am trying to clear out. That is the last 2, so we can go and set it up now. Let's keep the seeds on me as well. And then we'll put another portal on here once these logs have gone into here. Now this box is all it's doing is just making me planks. So whenever I need to build anything, I've always got plenty of planks available. And now we can set these up. So I'm going to set them up to be purchasing logs. And same with you. So the money I put into this box, it will slowly dwindle down. Once they've bought the logs, the money will then back up on the belt. And then I'll just got to keep topping up this box. Try and remember it. We automated the shop in the last episode. So we've got a till in the centre, 2 tunnel conveyors going out the back. And at the moment, I've just got this little system with money going into a box. Nothing too elaborate. We've got 62,000 on us. Well, 62 silvers equates to 62,000 copper coins. So we are fairly rich at the moment. On our workbench, we're waiting for clay for the building tool. That will allow us to build these type of floors you can see under our feet. The transformation potion doesn't come until the end of the tier 4, level 4 stuff, so that's going to be a while. But we can turn in the inventory one. So what do I need? I just need linen for the next inventory, and I might take that as well before I do the bandage potion quest. I need soap for you and clay for you. Yep, clay's going to be our main focus. Let's see if there's any linen out there just to get that inventory upgrade. As you see, much bigger. And the bigger it is, it's easier it is to build stuff. So yep, we got the 50 we needed. I think that's a worthy getting more inventory space. So what do we need for the next one? We need pulleys. And we also need pulleys for a quest here. So that's fine, that will come in time. Pulleys will require rope, so I'll need to redo my rope setup. But the next big one I want to do after the clay one is going to be a fertilizer setup. Because that's just going to make me having to plant all this a thing of the past. But just for now, I do need to keep up with it. So as you can see, we're not even really stocking the potions in the shop at the moment because I'm using them for quests. We made 54,000 on this day and we only spent out 22. And that was because we were setting up new systems and buying portal sigils. So at the moment, our big seller, we're not really stocking in the shop. And we're coming out with over double the money we're spending. So that's nice. We will pop over and just have a look at what the daily quest is. Always do these. The first 20 linen we get today, we can get 130% of the market value. So yeah, we'll do that one. Okay, all the seeds are planted. I've still got plenty of flax there to use. So the first thing I want to be unlocking in this episode is going to be clay, because we need that to go to nurseries. We've already got the iron covered. That's fine. Then we can get access to kilns. That's going into brick stage. And those are the 2 things we need. But clay into fertilizer, I think, is going to be the next big one. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we need for clay. So we have clay and clay powder. We'll just look at the clay at the moment. So we need charcoal. Well, we've got a nice system here with charcoal, so that's good. We've got a use for the charcoal we just set up. and you need sand into an assembler. Then that makes this clay. Okay, so let's have a look at the assembler, which is going to be number 4. Let's put you over here. Set up the recipe, and then we'll see what ratios we need. So for us to do this, we only need 30 a minute clay or charcoal powder, and then we need 60 sand. So the next thing is we're not done sand yet. So let's have a look. It's stone. So a stone machine into a grinder equals sand. Doesn't need any heat or anything else. So that's a nice, easy setup. Now the stones do 20 a minute. And if I remember right, you need 3 grinders for each stone machine. And for me to be running at full 60, then I would need 3 sets of the sand, I think it is as well. Sorry, 9 in total to get the 60 a minute. Now, it doesn't say it needs to be heated or anything, does it? No, it's just plain into a grinder. So, we'll start off with a grinder. This is all dead, so I'm going to need to load it all up again. We did have some logs on a belt over here. Have they cleared? No. We'll pick you up. You can get cleared. And let's get 6 stones. Let's keep that mortars going, because I am going to need to stock up the shop. Now, we've got the shop semi-automated at the moment. So I've just got little pots. I'll just show you quickly. Down the back here with a catapult and a tunnel lift. Eventually, when we get the floor platforms, I am going to build all the systems again down this wall. And then we'll put a money belt down. But we're just stocking up the money at the moment, so that's fine. Go and get this stone on what I brought. Now, this is all stopped, so that means that this box is going to be full. Where was the mortars? I think mortars was in that box there. So yeah, the mortar shelf was totally empty. We still have one more we could do for linen thread. We're just not in a position to do any decent amount of that at the moment. And I'm just going to go through and top up the boxes. Just so they've got enough to keep them going throughout the episode. And if I need anything, I can just take them from the pots at the back. And nails, yeah. We'll dump you into there. Do have a couple of spare boxes here. I've just been storing some stuff in. Just top up my stack. And do I have anything in the top? Nope, we cleared that out. Give it a quick change. So we are still waiting for the linen threads to come through. Or sorry, the linen cloths. For the quest. I don't have enough small wooden gears anymore, so let's top that up, let this machine keep running. But as you see, it is backed up now. Also, this plank box I don't need here anymore. Because we've got planks going into this machine here, into this box, I don't need 2 setups of it. Let's just rearrange. And I do have 130 potions on me, so that's good. We did need 50 for a quest, so what I'm going to do is put 100 potions into here ready. Until we get the linen cloth in there, that won't do anything. And then any healing potions I've got can go in there. Any more in the box? Just a little bit. Now, for me to do the bandage quest, I would have to chuck 50 of the linen, these ones, into there. At the moment, this is working full power. It's taking 60 off the belt to make 20 linen thread. That linen thread then goes in to make the linen cloth, which is 10 to 1. So it's just a bit of a slow process at the moment. And I need this process set up because this is to do rope, which I'm always going to need, especially with conveyor lifts. It uses a lot of them. That side has actually stopped now, so that's fine. I don't want to overload systems, so when we do pick things up and move it, we're not going to get stuck with a load of stuff in our inventory. So we want a stone machine. I'll plan it out and then we'll move it into a position which is better in a bit. So for now, we're just going to grab one. Put one belt out, because again, I am sure it is one belt. Yeah, stones are definitely this side, so yeah. Just looking at the wrong side of the machine. So it says it wants it into a grinder, so let's have a look at the grinder. So it takes 5 stone to make 5 sand. So if I want this to be running 100% efficient, I would need a lot more than one machine. So you can do 5 a minute, so that means one of these can support 4. So that means if I want a full system, I would need 12. Now, the easiest way to do something like that would be 3 rock crushers. Going into 6. Like that. Now, we can stack the rock crushers. I do have a build I set up, if it's still in my blueprints. Stone stackable triple. Need to get 2 more portals, some more larger gears, and some more planks. So let's go and grab them. And I've got all the items to make it. So we're just going to build you out here. Now I've got the portals on the back here. Is it? Sometimes it's a bit hard to tell. No, the portal's on this side. So if I wanted this to be connected to a bus system, would it be easier here or here? It would actually be easier on this side, because a part of this build does need the furnace. In that case, I am going to get rid of all this. We can put that build absolutely anywhere, and that's what I'm going to do. We'll put it over here. Out the way. All it needs to be is that into a box. That clears up this space here. So yeah, I think that will be a good place for the triple stack. Okay, just got to figure out where the portals are. So the portals are on the left-hand side at the moment. And this would literally connect onto a belt here. Let's give it 2 spaces, just so I can get down in between. I could always move it closer later. So this will be the portal income. 1 belt goes in. That goes directly into the portal, which is here. On my blueprints, I never set up anything in advance of what it's buying. I just set that up later. I've got a belt on the left-hand side going all the way up. So I've actually got 3 inputs on here. If I put a belt in, you will see there's 3 inputs there. All this has got to be done is connect to a money belt, and this will work. Buy into the portals. This lift goes up to the... Where is it? Let me just figure it out. Yeah, the top one comes in from here, goes all the way into the top. There's a little ramp up on the top there. Just like this one here. A little platform coming out of there. So that's nice and simple. Outsides, I've just had to build it this way because this is the best form of building. So I've just got a load of things at the bottom so I can thread belts under if I want to. We've got 2 planks coming this way. And then we've got 1 going across that way. And it's got the portals across all the back. And it's got the stone at the front. And again, the way I bring it down is nice and easy. I've got a single belt, or I've got 3 belts coming across the back. This is just raising it from there, which comes out here. And then the same for the top. So I have got 20, 40, 60 coming out on this belt currently. Now, I can put that belt in the middle if I want. I can put it at the edge. Depends on what build I'm doing. So that's nice and compact, and then I'm going to rebuild it. So the next stage of it would be grinders, wouldn't it? Which we've got the grinders down here. We can have a quick look at. So we're doing 60 in, so that means we will get 60 sand out. but we need 12 machines to do it. And because it doesn't need anything else, it's going to be good here. I could belt that coming in this way. Like that. And I could put 3 sets of 4. I don't want to go any wider than this. Yeah, that would work. 1, 2, 3. Just trying to think of a good way to do this that takes up the least amount of space. So I think these are the best ones. I could go 1, 2, 3. Could go a 4th there, but then it'll be a trouble to get the belts back onto itself, would it? Because I would have to have an output onto here. I think that's the best way to do it. And I am out of planks. That's why I've got this machine set up here ready. Because we built a lot of planks on here because of all the lifters. So, easiest way is the belt comes in here. We could thread it somewhere else if I wanted it. It is 5 wide, unfortunately, because of these. Yeah, that'll do. So all we need is a tower lift on the edge. We want to take it from the bottom belt and we want to bring it back on itself. That will allow me to do the next 4. So what we'd have to do is a bunch of lab stands across the bottom. Can't be anything else because we need those belts running. And then we'll have you coming out here. Going into all the machines. And then we need to take this up onto the next floor. Which I could just use this space here. So a lab stand there. And this time I'm going to put a tower lift on there. Taking it from the same belt. Bringing it back up above it. And then we'll do another bunch of lab stands. I've got my keys all in a different place to my other save. And then we'll bring you... Oh, I think you're in the wrong way. So, taking it from the bottom belt, bringing it onto the top. Then the belt has to go into these 4. So, a nice simple system. We have got belts doing the bottom 4, coming up to the next 4, going up to the top 4. And then we need to do the outputs coming out this side now. So, again, means that we've got a bit of space here. That might be the best place to do this. So we'll deal with the bottom first. So we will need the sand to come into this. And then we could have the charcoal on the back here. Linking to this belt. So that it grabs fuel off the line without me having to do a new line for it. Just trying to work out how to do this. If I put a block at the back here. Just use wood because I've got a lot of it. The bottom is no problem. Now the second tier, we'd have to have a bunch of lab stands to be able to get a belt across. I could just put a tower lift here. That will bring it onto the bottom. I could put a tower lift in this space here to bring the top down onto this belt as well. I think that's going to be the simplest solution without me complicating it. The other option, we could have it come down there. And then the next tier would come here. No, that wouldn't work. Yeah, I think I just need to not complicate it. So I want you to be joining the bottom belt. And I want it to be taking it from the second platform. Game, stop doing this. As you see, if we're not selling the healing potions in the shop, all the money we're losing out of. And at the moment, we're not really selling too much in the shop. So that day, we did make a bit of a loss. Let's just make sure this is going in the right direction. So onto the bottom belt. Taking it from this belt. So the only belt I need to deal with now is the top belt. Now what we could do is have you coming from this side. It doesn't matter if it goes left to right or right to left. And then all we've got to do is drop you onto the bottom belt. So you'll see that belt's blue. So I know it's joined. And if I take it from the top. So now the top line's coming to join this bottom belt here. And the middle line's coming to join it here. So this belt here is now coming out at 60 sand. And we could easily do a quick test of that. If I want to just chuck a piece of stone in. Let's grab one out of here. I'm going to need one in that side anyway. Do that. And then take one out here. So if we just chuck one in the top one. Then we can just make sure the top's running okay. So we should see the conveyor lift start coming out here. We should see stone coming down the conveyor lift. Which it's doing. And if we come up here, we should see joining the belt across the bottom here. Still coming down. Right at the bottom. So it's coming across here. It should be coming out onto this platform here. Which it is. And then it's going into the first machine. Which would then come out onto this line. The next one will go into the next machine. The next machine, the next machine. Until it's a 60 belt. There it is. So we're getting sand out here. Now, I could stockpile sand if I want, but we don't really use it outside of builds that need it. Just want to have a check on how this stuff's doing now it's end of day. Okay, all the seeds are planted again. Notice this isn't full up, so let's fill it up with logs. Does the back one need any logs? No. Put you back in the box just for the moment. I don't want to have you filling up my inventory. Got one seed left, so why not? Let's just get it planted. This is my bandage build. We're just waiting for linen thread for that. I do have the 50 linen thread now, so let's get this sorted. Ah, need 20 for the random quest. So let's turn that in and see what new quests we've got. And the bulk order, what do you need? It needs 40, so yeah, we can't turn it in yet. I do need 16 bandages, though. So I am going to have to put 16 in here. Just get the shop filled up. Nearly 200 healing potions there. Very nice. Don't know if we need mortars in the shop. I'll check before I fill up my inventory. Just a stack. Okay, let's go for the boxes. You can go into there, and I think half of that I'm willing to put in as well. Small gears. We'll chuck everything we've got in there. We can collect some out the machine. You can go in. Nails, how you doing? Let's just top you up. We can grab some more out the chest. And the last one we're not using at the moment. And healing potions. You can all go in for the moment. Get me some sales in the shop, because the shelves are empty. So we needed to pick up some large gears, didn't we? Take a stack of 100. And I think we needed to pick up some small gears as well. How was we doing with rope? We kept rope on us. And now I just need to get enough linen for that quest now. The bandages should be nearly done. Just going through slowly. We will need to pick up some iron nails because we give them all away. So there's a 200. And we should have a massive stockpile of iron coming up down here. Yeah, good amount. Stack up. Keep up our full stack. I think I might as well just keep this box full. Okay, our stacks are full. That will allow the machines to do their thing in the background. Still waiting on the linen which will be coming through slowly, and we're waiting for the last few bandages to come through as well. And then I would need 60 healing potions. Okay, we've got the 60 healing potions we need, so we're just waiting on linen. So we can go back to our build just while that's doing it in the background, and then we'll go back to doing the pulleys after with whatever linen cloth we've got. Definitely need a more advanced setup than we've got here at the moment, but let's finish on this build. So we've got sand covered. So the next one is only charcoal powder, which is great because we've got an absolute ton of it on the belt here. So we could actually get both these builds combined quite easily. Take it off at this point, so then it goes 3 ways. I do have a big box as well to keep me going, so all I would need to do is have one machine and these two next to next. Yeah, we'll do that. How are we doing with space? Should be okay with that space just to pick up this. We just want to pick it up and move it 2 tiles across. So just make sure we've got everything in there, all the way down to the back. Okay, it doesn't seem to be wanting to bring that lift for some reason, so let's redo that. I don't trust it. So this time I am going to raise it up. Normally you don't need to do that. So I'm just going to loose off my mouse and lift up my mouse all the way up to the top, and then loose the left shift, and it should highlight everything, which it did. It will put loads of stuff in my inventory, unfortunately. I want to cut it, not create a copy. So if we put you right up to the line here, that should be perfect. Now all we would have to do is thread down you. I still think I want to take it from this point here, just so it's a 3-way split, otherwise it's going to be 50-50. No, we'll take it from this point, it's going to be tidier. So we'll just put you out like that, coming out the bottom, and then take it from the line off the side. I think that's going to be good enough. Is that right? So yeah, the 30 charcoal it's only going to need, it's not going to need a full 60, so we should be good on that. And 30 sand equals my 15 clay. Now, if I did want the full builder clay, then I would need to times this by a lot. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that. All I've got to do is put you on there. You should plug blue into both the slots, which it has. And you're already set for clay. There it is. Is it getting sanded? Probably not until I start all the machines up again, because I took the stone off. I think for now, I am just going to buy some more stone from the shop. Or do I just want to plug it in immediately? Let's just plug it in immediately. Let's get it running. Just want to put copper only in this box, no silver. Just so it's only 50 on each stack on the belt. We're not rich enough to have any more. Let's move you out the way. How are we doing with planks? We're still pretty good. Just top our stacks up. Do you have a lot of linen thread on me? I don't need. Or anything. So I'm just going to put that in there. That's going to really speed up my linen cloth production. Was something I meant to do earlier. So let's have a look. Yeah, coins are coming down up the belts, going into the center. And I haven't set these, so I do need to set them. So let's set you to buying limestone. And then we do the same for the top one. I want you to be limestone as well. And if we need any limestone for this machine, all I've got to do is grab it from here now. Same with this. So if I need any logs to go over this side here. So you're missing 1. You're missing 1. I could just go as simple as taking that out. But what we can also do is block this up. It doesn't need all the stacks of logs. We did this earlier. We did it in the last episode, I think it was. So all we've got to do is put the stone in there. Stones don't go for this machine. So that gets me the 2 logs I want, and it blocks up the spaces. Only ever needs a log. Just makes it easy if you want to move it as well. Now we would have to do the opposite with this. So I do want some... I need 4 stone. So we can just do the same with this as well. But this time it can't be logs. It has to be wood. Because wood can't go for this machine. Let's take you out. Take you out. And then it only uses the 1 slot. Keeps the money cost down as well. So for this I can do the same. Put you there. Split you. Put you there. Gets me 3 of the logs. And then we can take 1 out of the bottom. Split you. You can buy gels from the shop to block up the slots. The problem is gels do not stack. And if you pick up the build, then it fills your inventory with a load of gels, which is a pain in the butt. So let's go and pick up some more copper. 2 more stacks, fill up that box. And you see all the money we're earning from the shop in the background. So even though the money at the top's not going up, we're actually earning a good amount. And I did say in the last episode, the reason I don't want to put silver, because it would be every stack of silver would be 50 coins if you come out of a box like this. You can put a bank portal and then tell it to come out as 1 silver only. But at the moment, we're not up to that stage with richness. So if we have a look over here, you should be doing clay, which you are, at a fairly decent pace. Now the next one we'll be doing is brick. So I think I want you to be standing up. Which output have we got? So the output's on this side, that's fine. So this is going to be now holding all the clay I need. And then the next stage of this would be brick. But everything's not up to speed yet. So I do need to make sure all the belts are connected, because all these belts should be fairly full with stone. I'm not quite seeing that at the moment. And everyone does have limestone in, so it should be at full power now. So we should be going, all 4 should be going at the same time, and then there should always be 1 standing by. I could always put a box right here. And I want you to be joining the line, so let's swing you round. So what I could just do, because there's no belt on here, so I don't need to worry about the box, is just put all the stone I've got in, that would flood the line, and then it should keep up then. Because we do have a box here with a load of stone in. And I'm happy with that. Keeping the cost to a minimum, and this should allow the belts to fill up. Just as a temporary measure. Still doesn't seem to be running at full power, and I'm not certain why. Belts are running at 60. We go to here. Conveyor belts 60 a minute. Conveyor lifters should be 60 a minute as well. Hopefully it catches up. Then that should be giving 60 sand. It will take whatever charcoal it needs off the belt. As you see, the belts are still full. So I've got enough to probably maybe double this process, possibly. But we are going to be adding on something else for the brick. So let's get the research for the brick as the next one. And then we'll jump into... Oh, bricks all the way down here. I didn't realise it was that far. But it is the next logical step, because if you see at the bottom down there, it will show clay going into a smelter equals brick. It's just as simple as that. And being as though we've got a belt here, we can just take this charcoal to feed another furnace here. It seems logical to put it there, and this is going to be a nice big system. Unfortunately, this isn't going to have much charcoal to supply my fertilizer. So what I might have to do is take a copy of anything here and build that to be the power for the fertilizer line. There will be a little bit of this spare, but not to a great deal. So let's go and get that brick research done. And glass is fairly easy as well. It's going to be sand into, it looks like a kiln equals glass. So we know how to do a sand build because we've just got one here. So we could double up this sand build at the back. We can buy more shops when I'm rich enough to be able to do that now. And I might consider just coming over and purchasing this. I think it's only a few thousand. Yeah, 6,000, we'll purchase it. Gives me more room to play with. A lot of all this will be gone as soon as we can get the platforms for here. I'll start building sort of forever systems on there just to keep the shop running permanently without me having to keep topping up money. Talking of topping up money, I just want to see how much is in here. So yeah, we've got a good amount of copper still in there, and the belts are all full up with money. Logs and everything is in everything. You should be purchasing logs for this. Did you not connect right? No, because we blocked off 2 slots. I wonder what was going on then. Let's try and block off the other one while I remember about it. I wish you could just grab 1 stone out of a stack, but unfortunately it's not something you can do at the moment. Well, a much better day in the shop. 25,000, we spent 16, so we come out with a profit. Anybody else need a log? Not at the moment. We're just putting it in the box, so I'm not carrying it. So I need the linen. It should be ready now. We chucked a load of thread in there to just give it a bit of a bump. Let's turn this one in and then let's have a look. Okay, so the other one's an urgent quest. That's going to be fairly easy. 2 stacks of small gears. Let's get the bulk quest. That's 35,000. And we're already sitting on 32. So in the first episode, I did mention about you not needing that much cash to survive. You can do it without the shop running fairly, I wouldn't say simple, but you just have to be wary on what you're spending out on. Let's fill up these boxes while I'm going past. Need to pick up another stack of you. So let's pick up a stack of... Where's it gone? Here it is. Pick up a stack of you. That can run for the rest of the stone there. I think I'd give all my rope away, so grab that. And let's grab all the small gears. Just while we're at it. I always miss that box. Let's top up our large gears so that can keep running as well. That's how I like the machines to be. Just the 1 stack. And actually you stopped. Because this box I forgot to top up. We've got plenty of iron. So it's not something I need to worry about. We put it up there for a reason. And I can easily belt down or belt over here. I'll configure out a way to stack this and get the money from the belt up to here. We could even put something on the top here to catapult the money up to here. Then that will catapult the stuff into there. So before we fill everything in here, if we was to put... Stone should be able to block up this as well. Just give that a test. Let's chuck a load of copper in here and let's just have a look. Come up a little higher. Money should be coming out there now. Oh, it needs to stack up to 1,200 before it buys one. And then the next iron should go into there. It's not burning the stuff down here, so that's fine. And as soon as it needs it, there should be stuff already on the line. Just want to make sure the boxes are topped up, just so I don't have to micromanage it. I could actually put a bigger box up here. So both those are full. That'll keep that going. And the next ones will just line up on the belt. Come back in here in a bit and check on that. Just so I don't have to do it all the time. And then we can just tidy up our inventory. Did we have a look at the new quest? Urgent request was just this one. And I've got it on me now, so let's submit that. Carpenter's quest pulleys. We will get round to that. And we are slowly doing the bandage one. We don't have anything in there. And I think I need to top up a bit more. Okay, let's chuck the 24 in there. That's going to make the bandages and whatever potions I've got can go into here. Keep the money going into the shop. We got the mortars we need to put in the shop as well before those run out. We do have a lot of sand on us. Must have accidentally picked it up from somewhere. So I can just top up this. So how is this actually doing? So it is struggling a bit. Must be something to do with the lifts, even though it says it's 60. It must be when it starts and stops on the belt. It's just slowing it down a little. And there's no way I can really fix that. Unless I have a belt coming down and across, but then it's still the same amount of belt. It's just... That's actually full up to the brim. Just need to make sure I've not got a belt issue. Yeah, you're coming out. We could probably thread you up here as well. So any stone should be going that way, and if it's getting bottlenecked, it should then jump straight the way to the later machines. We might have a little more on the top level now. It's bottlenecking somewhere, but it shouldn't because these are working at 20 a minute and the belts are 60. And this belt, we could just keep supplying stone in here if we want. I'll leave it there just for a temporary measure. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one. So we've got bricks here. So bricks was clay in a kiln equals bricks. So that one is fairly simple. I do want to keep that box still there, but we might have to move its placement to somewhere over here. So the easiest way to do a kiln would be probably here. Turn it round. It should join the belt. Yeah, you'll see it's joining the belt. Do we have the kiln recipe? We do. And we haven't used these before. So this takes an input and an output. And it also takes clay. So I need to grab some out of the box. Okay, so the sand is backing up now and it looks like it's struggling with charcoal powder. So it looks like this is at the limit on what it can provide. So in that case, if this is at the limit, I don't need all them extra belts down there. This is never going to join on the line. This is just a self-sufficient system. We'll need to take it just up to there. Confirm that, and then we'll just delete you. Tidied up the belts a little, and not certain what this one's doing here, so let's get rid of it. So yeah, it just goes up to the last one now. And I've probably got a bit of charcoal on me. I can just chuck some in there to pre-feed it. So yeah, the sand has definitely helped out. You'll see it's all backed up now because of the other stuff. That's fine. It doesn't need to run 100% efficient. But I do want to move you. Okay, so we want this stuff going into a box and then coming into the kiln for glass. So we need an input and an output. Being as though this machine's right here, I think the input needs to be there. I am considering changing the way this is taking the stuff out. Let's get an assembler back into that position, but I want it to be coming out the form closest to me. That way I can get a box into that space there. And I want this to be taken from the line. Which is that version. And then the belt can go. Could have belted it straight up there if we didn't need a box. But no, we could put a belt in like that. And just for now, we'll put you there. Let's grab some stone blocks from somewhere. There. And then we can put a tower lift on this side. I want it to be taken from the bottom belt, not joining it. So it needs to be switch form up to the top. And let's just go on yourself. So anything, half the stuff should be going into the box when the box is full. Do I want to do this the opposite way? Yeah, I want my boxes on the outside. It's going to be easy for me to grab hold of them. So put a conveyor lift, switch the bottom so it's taking off the belt, which it is now. Come up to the top. Nope, that's not the version I want. Makes it a little tricky sometimes if you can't see the belt going blue. Okay, so I can see the belt going blue now, so I know it's the right way. So the belt's blue, but I want it to be taken off the line, not joining it. So let's switch the form up to the top. Simple as that. Let's get a belt in. So we should start seeing clay coming up here, and then we'll put a box on this side. Once I can see the clay coming up, we need to set the recipe, don't we? So let's set it to clay. Put a bit of clay in there, put a bit of sand in there. And now clay's coming out into here, and then we just need an output. So just for now, we'll have you coming out. Yeah, coming out that side is absolutely fine. And then we'll grab one of these boxes to be right here. And then we'll grab one of these boxes to be right in this space. Taking from it. So this box should now start having clay in there. I can keep a little bit of clay on me, but I don't need too much. This box here should start having the glass. Once I set the recipe here. Oh, sorry, bricks. We haven't done the glass yet. Now, this is taking fuel as well. So that's probably why this is struggling. So this is right on its limit on what it can provide. But like I said, I think we're going to get a decent amount. And there's our first bricks. So I'm happy with that. Good amount of stuff in there. I can just preload it. And just for now, I just want to get this sand off me. So I'm just going to put a box there with sand. Just so we can feed onto the line. And if we struggle too bad, I do have a load of charcoal in a box over there. I can just feed some onto the line to support it. But I think that's as much limit as this can do with the charcoal. Going to provide about 25, 30 into here. Keep 5 machines going. I think that's pretty good. And just for there, like the same as I've done with everything else. Take that final stack out. You only need 1 stack in there. So all the machines are the same, with just the one stacking. And we will get better fuel pretty soon in the next tier. But the belts are all backed up on sand, so I know the sand's working perfect. We are providing a little sand onto the belt. Once this is empty, we'll get rid of it. And we've got a box here with clay, if we ever need clay. And we've got a box here with bricks. So, I'm happy with that build. So what would be the next thing? I mean, fertilizer is something I really desperately want to be doing. So let's go into there. Now, this would need another basic setup of power. And if I need to, I can always support this belt. So my power is literally up to this space here. Because this is all steel. That's all brick. So if I cut this section pretty much off the front here, we'll be good. So let's do that. From this square here, how much am I doing with inventory? Yeah, it should be good. I'm just going to select that. Let's not put the portals on, or do I want to? No, I don't want to be doing portals quite yet. We can still cut it. So I don't want to cut it, I want to actually copy it. So I need some more iron nails and some more small gears to do that. Let's go and pick those up. So let's try that again, and then what we'll do is we'll build it here. I mean, this could technically be moved one across because there's all this space now I'm not using. But unfortunately, the way these are would be a nightmare to do now. But it would make them build more compact. Let's just do it. So grab a log cutter. We'd have to rebelt you in from that position there to come across. Grab another one here. That means you don't need this belt. Okay, you're full up. You're full up, and then we can build on the portals again. Needs to be going the other way. And then we'll just tell it to buy logs again. We can use these logs somewhere else. And because I've already set these up to have the blockers in there, we only ever need one log in each one. So the spare logs can go there and over here. Okay, I've got 2 more logs in there to use up at some point. So let's try copying this again. So from this space here, nice and neat. I don't need that box in. Shift from there all the way to where the portals are. Confirm that. Do I need it to be... Yeah, I want to leave 2 spaces. He's saying I'm short of a portal, so that's why that one is in red. Because I did forget there's a portal on the top, but doesn't need to be here. So this doesn't need to be here because this is for the iron process. And we've got some logs to put in there. That doesn't need to be there. To be quite honest, this whole shelf doesn't need to be here. Just Just make sure everything's working still. Yeah, logs coming in. Let's go and put a couple of logs on and make sure that's still working. And I will do the same thing with blocking this up. Okay, end of day. That was a good day. 158 potions sold in the shop. 13,000. With the quest, we made 60,000. We only spent out 18. Okay, first machine set up. And second machine's blocked up as well. Before I connect any money belts onto here. Now all I've got to do is just carry that money belt to here and bring it down. I just want to make sure everything's working. So probably I need to prime the furnaces just to get them going. And same as before, let's block them up. So everything needs to be the same with the belt going up to here. This belt is now our new charcoal we're going to be using for fertilizer. I can't remember what I even set up here. Oh, it was something I was doing earlier. I don't need to do it anymore. It was when I was planning up the build before I used the tower. Okay, that's got rid of that. I've got a limestone on me, which I can just chuck into you. Just have a quick pop into the shop, make sure, see how it's going. Shelves are all full, so that's a good sign. Plenty of nails. Still plenty of those. Yep, that's plenty. It's only the potions I need to get set up. Looks like I need to do the boxes as well. Okay, boxes are all full up again. Let's have a quick look at the quest for the day. You always want to be taking that money. Okay, so it isn't urgent for potions. So let's go and grab all them potions from the... Oh, they've already gone on the sold. All them I put in that box a few minutes ago are all sold. But we have got this running up. That will have to do. Okay, fertilizer. Let's have a look at this one. So to make fertilizer, you will need plant ash. It's one we haven't done yet. So that's going to be sage in a crucible equals plant ash. We'll have to borrow some sage just to test it out. Then what was the next stage? Quicklime powder, again, another one we haven't done. Which is quicklime, which is stone into a crucible equals quicklime. So a lot more fire, hence why I needed to set up this. Now we know from this side, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... keeping up with 5, and it's also providing some into here. So I think... Well, that box should be empty now, so I'm going to get rid of it. I think we could probably go up to 6 furnaces. And if there's anything extra on the belt, I can always belt it over to supplement this one. But let's deal with the furnaces first. 2 down just for now. Now we need a stone crusher. Just to test it out, and then we'll build it up. I think I have got a build prepared for this, but I'm not 100% certain. So we'll deal with the quicklime powder first. Can we just grab a rock off somewhere? We'll take it off you. You're not doing anything right this second. Okay, so let's have a look. Stone into a crucible equals quicklime. So we can just prime one of these. So let's get some crucibles. We've got a couple on here. We do have some space on here still for an extra crucible if we need to. Maybe just something like that. With a box on the edge here, just so we can see what it needs. Okay, so let's just put... on this edge one here, we just have to put a little bit of furnace fuel in there. So stone at 6.6 comes out at quicklime 6.6. So that means 3 of those is basically 20. So if I want quicklime for my fertilizer, so if we go with an assembler next, just so we can see the ratios, because we need this to be running at 100% all the time. So plant ash needs 15 a minute. So if I want 60, I would need 60 plant ash. I would need 60 quicklime. And we can see up here, we would need 3 of these for 20. So we'd need 9 of these. And what about the next stage? So we've already sort of planned it out. So that goes there. You can just move over a second. So all this would be for quicklime, all the way up to here. We could thread you down the front. We'll figure out a way. Okay, so I need some more stone. There should be plenty in the box here. So pretty much that's the quicklime setup. And then we'd have to get the belts from each of these 3. Where's my one that's getting my values there? Let's bring you to the edge here because I want to test out the other build. So stone into quicklime. Was it just quicklime or was it quicklime powder we needed? It was actually quicklime powder. So that would be... the quicklime then has to go into a grinder. But just for now... just grab a block. Put it behind this one here. So all I would need to do is just put a grinder here. Then it should be able to give me the ratios. So the grinder. So this one here. Just, okay, I might need to prime this again. Let's just put a little bit of fuel in there. Yeah, the quicklime's coming through at 6.7. What does it come into the grinder? The same ratio. So I would need 3 of these. Basically all 9 of these to converge onto a belt. Okay, that's quite easy. Like I say, I do already have a build set up for this, but I want to show the process before we actually get to that. And then this one here would be the other side of it, which was going to be plant ash. Plant ash is sage into a crucible equals plant ash. So we should have some sage a little bit left over here. I don't need much. 20 should be more than suffice. And then we're just going to put it into this one here. Into that box. So the crucible's not on, so let's just chuck a little bit of fuel in there so we can see the movement. So this is just basically 20 sage comes in, 20 plant ash. So I need 4 builds. 9 of the crucibles covers the quicklime. The 1 build at the end here does the plant ash. And then those 2 combine at 60 a minute into 4 assemblers to make the fertilizer. So again, not a bad setup. I don't know what my setup is because it's been so long since I've built the other thing. I don't know if it's still viable. It should be. And this was the whole point of me building some of these before I was ready to use it in there. So basic fertilizer there. It's telling me I need a bunch of planks, a bunch of sage seeds, and a bunch of portals. So let's give a quick build of it. Should be fairly easy to understand because I've done my builds basically so I could easily just quick drop them. Okay, so can't be built because we haven't unlocked the nurseries. So let's do that now. We do have glass pipes up here. I'm just going to unlock them ready. but nothing else down here. The machinery I'm okay unlocking, the rest of the stuff not. I think after this, I think the next one we need to go to is a pulley build, just so I can unlock the crossway tunnels. Okay, let's have a look at you again. So basic fertilizer. And this one isn't really one of my best designs because it's quite sprawling. So we'll just put you down here. So the portals are on the back. We'll put you down like that. So the way I've got this build done, quite simple. 3 nurseries across this side, them not even stacked up on top of each other. The nurseries all feed into this system. So the sage comes up to make the plant fibre here. The plant fibre then comes down this conveyor belt onto this line and goes straight into the assemblers on the left side. The rest of it is on this side. So we have 3 stone crushers. The stone crushers go up into the lift, into the crucibles, into the 9 crucibles, so they can converge onto one belt for 60 a minute. That box doesn't need to be here. That was just to hold up some stock if I need to prep the line. It comes down here, across the bottom, into 9 grinders. Now, looking at this, I can already see changes I need. I could put the grinder straight on the edge here. And then that will take all this out. All I will need to do is bring down 1 extra line here. We do have... Where is it? Where's the fuel coming in from? Fuel looks like it's coming in from this side here. So I can definitely improve on this build. I can see that immediately. So let's start with it. So the first thing I would change is this. No, don't take you. So just the top level. Want to take all that out. Then each of these would have crucible. We can just take that from the menu. It's going to be a lot faster. And I would want you to come out like that. That way, all this down here is nonsense. Now, all that would have to do is come down onto this point here to reach this belt. Because this is what was threading it round to go into the other side of the machine. So all I would need in this position is a conveyor lift coming here onto the top. And then all I've got to do is belt across that level with towers or lab stands. Yeah, just need to see what this is for. Okay, so it's not going into there. So rock comes in. And again, I don't need these belts because this can just plug straight onto here. This looks like a... So yeah, we could save some stuff here. So we're already improving the build. Yeah, portals buys the stone. The stone lifts up onto the top into 3 sections. Each one of those come out to 20 a minute. Goes into the grinder. That comes out with quicklime powder. Now it just comes down onto the belt at the bottom here. Feeds straight into the assembler. So it's a lot more compact than it once was. I could stack the conveyors on top of each other later, but at the moment they're really hard to do that. This side was the sage coming in. So all we've got to do, oh, this line here would be the output. The fertilizer comes into the back here. These belts are going a little weird. So the belts will go into here, feed these, and then this belt would go from here to whatever needs fertilizer down the line. So this will be the start, where all the money comes in, and then the rest is nice and easy. So we've gone through all the building steps, we've done it all, and I've amended a build to make it a lot better than it once was. So I'm happy with that. You're coming down onto that belt. Yeah, I think I like that setup. All I've got to do is cut and paste to that. Now, furnace would be the problem, because I haven't got a furnace built into this. This is the furnace section. So I think I need to keep you there and then thread that round. That means you can go. Anybody need some stone somewhere? You've got enough wood at the moment. I don't need to stock any more up. Let's just put a couple of bits on me. Box over here. Let's pop you up with some money. Let's go and get some money out of this box before it fills up. We'll start converting it to silver pretty soon, but we will be starting the money line very, very soon. So let's top you up to the top and then top this top one up, which I always forget about. Keep the iron going. And then whatever else copper I've got can go back in the box for the moment. So how would I plan you to join? I think it's just as simple as I said. This all gets deleted. We'll just put the fertilizer next to this. This could be in the corner. We just have to see which side. Okay, day end. Okay, that's tidied up that belt. So where would the fuel feed be for here? I think it's this point here. Do need to remove you because I just can't see where the fuel's coming from. Ah, fuel's coming on this belt here. Where was you connecting to? So the fuel's going in there, going up. And then it's going to this one here. Doesn't look like I had a fuel feed out of this, and I can't understand why. Let's just remove you for a second. Do you have a box going up and down? No, you'll be the one that's feeding it, so it'll be this side. Okay, we'll just create a new fuel feed. I'm not certain how I had the original fuel coming in, but this is definitely going to be a fuel feed now. So that would just have to connect onto this. Any point along there. Definitely could improve it still by stacking up these on a tower. Like we did here. Is that taking any less? It definitely is taking less than this. Where do you go into here? You would just come out stone. I'll just need to have one extra space. Let's do that. So B. From this point here. Just until there. Okay, short of nails, sort of sigils. Nails I can't do without, sigils I can. Okay, let's copy you. We'll just put you there for the moment. Need a little bit of space, but not this much. This belt doesn't need to be here. So we've got the tower lift back to the basics. This is all still set up with the portals on the back. Set up to buy stone. Yep, that's correct. You don't need to be there, so let's cut you down a bit. So all I've got to do is get you into the center. So a tower lift coming from the bottom. Bring it up onto the same height as this bed, which should be there. Should be able to just pick that up and move it into place now. So that's in the center of the belt there. And I do get a lot of space back around here because we've been stacking this and not stacking this. All we need to do is bring from the second floor down, so the floor's here. How would we do this? We'd just bring it onto the floor and then back up. Or, even better, let's grab some blocks. Yeah, we do need this one as well, because that's going to be the join point. So if that's the join point, we need to take 2 blocks from here. You come to there. Out to here. And then we just drop it onto the belt. Which there. And I can see blue just through it, so I know that's set up right. So the second stone lift's going to come into here. And then we just need to fix this side now. We do the same as what we did on the other side, but it has to go up a lot higher. We just don't cancel. Just bring it down to table height. I think that's enough. So if we have a tower lift from this point here, joining out to the belt, joining up here. And again, I can see blue, so I know it's right. And then this belt would just come up to the edge here and connect. So all that's connected up. It's all stacked nice and neat. This could definitely be improved, because I could have 2 on one side, 2 on the other side with a belt in the middle. But either way, I just need to connect a belt onto there. That's my output for fertilizer, for wherever I need to send it. In my way would be coins on the bottom bus, which we've already started here. Second bus would going to be fuel to provide whoever needs fuel. So we could do it with here. Bring the fuel from the back here back down the side to join the belt. You need to be the starting point. So let's just plan this out. So if I've got a belt coming in here with money, it'll be going like that. This is going to be my bus. This will connect up to these as well. And then eventually connect up to this as well. Is this wide enough to get all that building? I don't think it is. But we could put this build on this side here. I think just for now, this needs to be moved out of the way. Let me get the fertilizer building first, then I can plan this second. Unless I can get this tight up to the corner. That's about as tight as I could get it. Really hard judging spaces, but I think I've got enough space to put it in. Going to be a bit tight. And the fuel's coming out this way anyway. And then we could join the fuel up at this point. Okay, let's build this. So I'm selecting everything and I'm going to go up just so it grabs everything. And I do want it to be grabbed. I've missed some belts there. Hopefully I can figure out where them from. Okay, so we do have enough to join it on. And I should be able to get the fuel out the side there. I think I want to leave one space. Just want to figure out where these belts have come from. So it's 2 going up. Could try and cut and paste on it. Let's see if I can do that. Figure out where they're supposed to plug in. It would be somewhere here. I think it's supposed to be like that. Does look like it's plugging in everywhere. Okay, so the fertilizer here would have to go down here. So that's an easy fix. That's you. No. We had the right one then. I want you to join the belt on the left. Which it is blue, so I know it's joined. No. Yep, that's the one. Rotate round. Join that. So the fuel from this should be able to power this. Now, we would have to prime some fertilizer into here. Unless we just prime some. We could just put some blocks here. And just chuck some sage in this side here. Just to get it started. And I want it to be joining. So that's a perfect. No. I want a box, not you. Okay, not the most compact build in the world, but it should work. We're going to fire it all up. So I can put money down here. I've got quite a bit of it. And remove you. We're going to start our bus. Just for now, I'm going to cut it at this point. And I think I just want to go with a big box. Just make sure it doesn't join onto anything. So I'm just going to put it back one. Go and grab a load of copper. See if it fires up. And if it does, that's where I'm going to call it. Because this build has took a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So just chuck copper in, nothing else. I want 50 stacks on here. I will need to prime this and this. So I need to grab some of that fuel I've got hanging around. Where did I put it all? Down here. Grab the charcoal out there as well when I'm at it. Probably need some sage just to get things started. Which would be you. Okay, let's get this started on this side first. And then I can go around blocking everything up in between episodes if it works. This one definitely needs to get kick-started. You need to get kick-started. Ah. No. No. Sage is on the other side of the belt, not here. That means you're going to get blocked up with sage. Okay, let's just fix this problem. That means you need to go as well. You go to the outer edge, you go to the outer edge, you come into the centre. That's just stone. I can easily grab some stone. Go and grab 3. Let's get all this side kicked off at least. Okay, how is this build doing? Okay, copper's going round there. We're now starting to get charcoal powder. It should be coming down into the belt. We should start seeing these firing up. Perfect. Yeah, we've seen steam coming out the top, so we know these are working. We've missed the belt on the back here. So I need to get this fixed quickly. That will do for now. And then you two need to join that. So what we want to see is stuff coming out the back. Yeah, we're starting to get some quick lime. Going to take a while for the old system to kick in until all this has come through. The rock is all backing up over there, so that's good. Rock's coming down the conveyors into all three machines. We nearly got a full belt. I'm just trying to watch these two. Yep, we're getting stuff out these two now. So that's all good. Did we have any sage left? No, it's all been used. That is our only problem at the moment. So if I put a box on this corner with a little bit of sage, otherwise I need to go and plant some. That goes into there. That should kick this going, and then we should start having some fertilizer out. If we can get fertilizer into these, then these will kickstart and then supply everything else. The lime powder's coming down. We just need some plants. Plant ash is coming out now. So one. Yeah, all three are coming out. So that should be coming onto this line. Going into the machines, which it is. Now we should get fertilizer. We've got fertilizer. Okay, just had to sort of jerry-rig a system I sort of had working previously. Now, as soon as the fertilizer comes in here, it will start providing more plant ash, which will then kick the system in full. And then on this side here, just for now, I'm not going to put a box until all this is filled up. I want to make sure that these are getting the fertilizer, as you see. 20 a minute with the basic fertilizer. I'm going to take you away for now, just so nothing's sitting on a belt. I either want it in a machine, and we can do the same with these as we've done with the others. Block up 2 slots. We don't need all 3 to be full up with fertilizer. And now we're getting a lot more sage out, so that should start the system. Okay, end of day. Okay, we had a pretty bad day, but I haven't really been doing much with the potions. But as soon as we've got fertilizer, we can start doing potions through a fertilized system. We don't need any of this anymore. So while that's just kicking itself into gear, let's get all that out the way. We don't need all that mess anymore. So yeah, this is running fully. Charcoal's coming through, full belt. Providing whatever the machines need, whatever else is coming into here. I just need to make sure that this is fully working. We'll take the second stack out. You only need 1. Same with you. But you will see two stacks, so we know it's working. And because I've put the lifts in, it does mean I can access the furnaces down here. Or should be able to. Might need to crouch. Okay, it's a little tricky. The edge ones are easy. Okay, if I miss the middle, then I'm not too worried about it. So this last one is struggling to get the power. Let's just boost it at the moment, just so everything's working. I can get the middle furnace from there. So we are having an issue with getting enough fuel into these. That was 1, 2, 3 machines, 4, 5. It should 6 machines. It should be able to do. If not, we'll have to put another. Do we have any points? I'm going to put 1 more into fuel efficiency, and I'm also going to put. I've got 3 points, so we'll put 2 in fertilizer. We'll put 1 into fuel. That should help the belts out. Well, what was struggling in the middle. So let's have a quick look. There, I can just grab it on the corner. 5, 6. So now I'm up to 62.4 instead of 56. That's a nice boost. Just want this number to start growing. So it is. It's gone from 4 to 5. Gone back to 4. Back up to 5. So it's right on the border of what it can do. Down to 3. So I might need to do 4 fuel efficiency to keep this running. So there is a little bit of inefficiency in the system, as you see. This is not all full. That seems to be a belt issue. Belt's coming down the line. It's still got enough stuff in there. These are all backing up. It just seems to be this last one's taking priority over everything else. But this first one doesn't seem to be moving. But it is. I can see him coming out. Plantash is looking a bit fuller than it was. How is the fertiliser coming into here? So the fertilisers are all full in these. The line is starting to back up. That means just for now, I am going to be putting that box here. Just so I can stockpile up some fertiliser. Because the next lines I'm going to be probably doing off here is going to be an healing potion build. Into bandages, possibly. So the machines are running down this side great now. He's struggling with the plantash. It's got loads of the quicklime, even though the quicklime was looking slow there. Just make sure my numbers, yeah, 20. So it should be coming out at perfect examples. Just making sure every machine's coming out. I think it was just a bit slow on the fertiliser because there was only one machine running. You're definitely looking a bit slow on this side over here. I would have rather not put that third efficiency into... But yeah, it's just struggling on this side to get fuel. Shouldn't happen really, because this is all backed up. Maybe instead of a tower lift here and a tower lift going up, I just need to fix that into a straight platform. Because belt speed I know is definitely doing 60s. I think these are slowing it down. That's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, I'll take this line out and I'll redo this line. But I think that's a great place to call it. We have fertiliser now. We can fertilise the plants. That means sage is 20 a minute. And flax will be 30 a minute. And then we can start getting some of these final processes. Start getting the money. Maybe across the top here onto a line to join this line so we haven't got to deal with a box like this. But you'll see the line's all full. Everything's being supplied. We will need to sort of reduce some of these down. That's way too much stone that I want to be tied up in money. But yeah, I'm happy with where we are. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. But yeah, I'm fantastic seeing all this fertiliser coming out at full efficiency. That gives me hope for the next sort of builds I'm planning in the next episode. But hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. I'll be seeing you all again soon. Thank you very much for watching.